Maybe we just like you better with the beard. Because honestly, to me, right now, you look like a testicle, man.
There you have it. I look like a testicle. Thank you very much. Let's get it. All right, cool. So, we're just going to talk.
Where you drinking that?
Over here, man.
What are you drinking, man?
Coffee. I'm drinking coffee.
So, my guys look like alcoholic.
You guys are
Nigga,
alcoholics.
cut. I want to see.
No.
They
That's
are
a complex.
alcoholics.
You can't take it out on this man. I find it weird that he's drinking coffee though at this time of the night, but that's his thing.
Whatever y'all say. Listen, welcome back to Talk2 Podcast, okay? You guys asked for more exciting when it's starting at the start, so here we go. To my left, we have...
Man, introduce me in there.
Fam, you don't do that here. You introduce yourself.
I had to introduce myself.
Are you Prince
okay,
Charles?
sorry. Now I told you were going to introduce me.
We don't know what name you go by these days. That you have Marco Bees, you have a bunch of pages like Nami, so we don't know.
Alright, but today just know me as Mercury, innit?
And to my other left,
And you already know it's your boy JJ Jerome Kamara one time. Holla. What's going on, people? What's going on? We back one more time.
yes, and then you're true to Talk2 Podcast. Yours truly, the boy. Subscribe, all that stuff. You know, all the YouTube. Hit the ring, hit the bell, and hit the like button. Okay. Also,
That's not how you do it. You start talking.
so you
and
come
then
to
say,
you come to the
don't
show.
forget
And
to subscribe. You gotta say that there. You know.
you come to the show, and then you trying to
This
tell
is
me
my
what
first
to
time,
do.
man.
All right, cool. Welcome to the show, by the way.
Yeah, and before we go any further, sorry to cut you short, yeah. Happy New Year, guys, yeah. I know it's tough times, but I hope everyone had a happy New Year, and I hope everyone is staying safe.
Jerome is the only one who comes in here and trying to go all goody. No,
Wait, hold on
it's
a minute.
messed up. We're in a quarantine. I'll be pessimistic.
Come
on. Nah, fam. It's the same.
I'm just showing
I'm
love.
only joking. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, me too. Happy New Year, man.
It's the same, man. This is still 2020. Nah, I'm only
It kind
joking.
of
Happy
feels
New
that
Year.
way though, don't it? Like it feels like you see what's messed up about this whole thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, we thought, like, I think psychologically we thought, yeah, the minute we go into the new year, things are gonna change.
Didn't I tell you about that?
Yeah, we
Some
wasn't
people
even
thought that.
New Year, new me.
New Year, new me.
things, yeah. But then come 2021, yeah, and bam, we get hit in the face, yeah. New lockdown.
Lockdown,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Right on 1st of January, people were like, "Oh, I'm going for the sit."
Like,
Nah,
myself, I was feeling like, oh shit, 2020 is almost done. Oh, thank God.
Mm.
You had that feeling like, yo,
Yes,
man.
yes, yes.
Soon as we're done with 2020, everything's back to normal.
nah. This is worse. This is like COVID-19 plus.
This
or max.
is worse. This is worse than being kicked in the fucking balls, man.
I'll be pessimistic. But listen, speaking of New Year's and everything, listen, when the New Year's came, I decided to shave my beard. And man, I gotta. Fam, I didn't know my beard mattered so much to so many people.
What's that about? Like, explain to me.
No,
Like,
it was just like you cutting your dreads. You get me?
Oh yeah, but then,
Still, though.
but still, like, who is it got to do with some next
Yeah,
month?
fam,
No,
listen.
me, if I see you without the dread, I'm like, bro, you cut your dread.
Nah,
Why?
fam.
I can
It's like,
understand, but
I
it
felt
shouldn't
like-
really be a big deal, should it?
I felt like my beard belonged to the government or something like that. Like, bear man, like, yo, what did you do to our beard, man? That was our beard.
Hold on.
What did you do?
Our beard.
Our beard.
Niggas who say
That's how you sounded like.
Who say
What did you do to our beard? That was our beard. Is that your uncle? Oh my God, who is that?
Wait.
How old is that picture?
I didn't know that you had shares in your beard.
Fam.
You had shares to your beard.
Lee, grow that beard back. Grow that beard back, fam. We need the beard back. Oh
No.
my God, you look
You
crazy,
cut your dreads and you see how niggas gonna act.
fam. Let's slow down on profanity, man. You're not in one of those shows. Let's just slow down.
shit.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So let's slow down with that. But anyway,
I didn't
listen.
know. I apologize
Yes,
about
yes.
it.
But yeah, no,
That was
I
it,
suppose,
fam.
Alright.
do you know what? Yeah, I suppose like Mano B saying, yeah, like if someone is used to seeing you a certain way, like if you change that, then all of a sudden it's a different you. But I don't think it should matter that much
Nah,
because it's an individual choice.
Nah, they were used to it. I felt like they were in my beard with me. Fam, they were like, nah.
What kind of
Grow your beard back. What are you doing? What you do that for? Fam, it was like I'm being exiled.
Maybe we just like you better with the beard, because
honestly,
to me right now you look like a testicle, man.
There you have it. I look like a testicle. Thank you very much. I feel like my beard right now, funny, just belongs to the government. My face belongs to the government.
us.
It belongs to us. Yeah, man.
Before I cut it,
grow a beard.
Before I cut it. No, it's cool. Before I cut it, I have to let people know. And I remember once when I was putting a poll. I was like, should I cut my beard or should I leave it? And they were like voting, like they had the right. I was like,
are you
look at this man's voting.
Wait, you pulled it yourself.
You put a poll just to see what's gonna happen. They were like voting.
And then people are voting, then you're complaining.
But isn't it sad though, like, that someone would actually find time to vote on some man's beard?
Yeah.
That's just sad.
Listen, that beard was 2020 and it was left back in 2020. This is 2021.
So are you gonna be cutting it, like keeping it like this?
I don't know. I'll see how I feel, but I cut it for a reason. Like a lot happened to me in 2020, obviously, with COVID-19, with my dad and everything. So I felt like that was a symbolic way for me to go ahead and remove that, for me to feel like I'm new, I'm ready to move on, all that type of stuff. Yeah. So that was it. Obviously, I didn't explain it to anybody. I didn't think that I had to explain it to anybody. People didn't get it. That's that. Cheers to my beard, to staying back in 2020. And welcome back to 2020.
Your beard. That's your beard.
From the day you shave your dreads.
Don't bring me in there with your beard.
Alright, cool. Listen, let's
get... ever gonna...
I shave your dread.
I don't know.
Really?
I can't say.
Your wife come up to you and say, shave it.
My hair has nothing to do with my wife. That's my hair.
You hear that, wife?
She met me with this hair, right? And it's probably half of the reason she fell for me. So why should I shave that? She don't get a
new year, new you, fam. New year, new you.
Yeah, I'm taking up training. That's the new me. How about that? I'm trying to quit smoking. So there you go.
Oh yeah, I respect that.
See?
I don't smoke, so I'm not shaking to anything.
Yeah.
All right, listen. So basically, let's get this out of the way. It's a bit of a sad note. So I want to say R.I.P. George. I don't know how to pronounce his second name, so I don't wanna like.
I think it's Chenko.
Is it Chenko? I don't wanna like you know.
Yeah, there's been so many pronunciations of the name, and obviously like with the white side of our society. Obviously, they pronounce our African names a little bit different
with the N.
Yeah, so but
yeah, listen, I just want to give the people the insight. For anybody that doesn't know, so basically, George was shot by the guards or by the Special Forces of Ireland on the 30th. Is it 30th or the 31st? 30. Is it 30th? In front of his house in Dublin, Blanchardstown. He was 27 years old. He was an older brother. He was a son. And, not to take anything away from what happened, but we all heard different stories and stuff. Now, I stayed back specifically from posting anything. I wanted to know the full story. But just to put everything out there, rest in peace to him, condolences to the families and everything.
That's right.
I just want to say that no matter what your views are on a person, no matter what they are, I don't think any of us have the right to actually say this person deserves to die. We're not gods. We don't have the right to actually say that. Now, with that out of the way, I want to know what your minds think.
Well, for me to build up on what you're saying, no matter what the situation, no one deserves to die at some next man's hand, right? That's a given. And the other thing I want to point out is, regardless of what my emotions, I'll give you an example, regardless of what my emotions are in the situation, I have to make sure that I put in consideration that George's family is grieving. So for me, I think before we go any further and delve into our own emotions, let's pay respect and have some respect for George's family, because someone lost a son, someone lost a brother, someone lost, so let's be respectful of that before we delve into our own emotions. Mm-hmm. And obviously, like, I understand, because of what happened, emotions ran high, understandably so. But I think there's a point where we have to put our own emotions aside and recognize that there is a family that's really going through it.
And it couldn't come at the worst time. Obviously, everybody's sitting at home.
You see what I'm saying? It's okay to support, but, have some respect when you're supporting, because, what you do in the name of supporting, right? If it does a disservice to the person that's lost their life, you're not helping the situation, are you? Do you know what I'm saying?
But then again, this situation is tricky because they said he had a knife. He was swinging the knife at the police. Then there was fabricated information. I don't know. You saw there was hella fabricated information.
Oh, man. The internet went savage on him, man. I don't know why, man. They say, he had 32 conviction. He hit his girl with the hammer.
Yeah,
he was on probation. There was even pictures. Some people were sharing picture of something that happened in 2019. I think it was
the Liverpool fan. Yeah.
Man, they
got slashed. And they said that was him.
And they were like, "That's the shopkeeper." And anytime when somebody posts like "RP to George" or whatever, and then you get people who are like, "Yeah, what about the family of this person there? What about the shopkeeper?" What, bro?
And there was nothing that actually happened to the shopkeeper.
You see, this is. I think this is the trouble with today's society. We spend so much time on social media, right? And when something happens, we're so quick to react without actually finding out what's really happening. Everyone jumps on something.
Everybody wants to give their opinion, validate. They just want to be, I think I saw this too. I want to say my piece.
But that's the problem with opinions. Like someone said, a comedian said, opinions are like a backside. Everyone's got a backside.
Assholes.
Do you know what I mean? So I think, and just because you have an opinion does not really mean that you should air that opinion. Sometimes it's better to keep that opinion to yourself until you have all the information.
Because you won't lose anything. Like, you're not losing anything, literally.
Let's think about this here. Like you look at this situation, right? So the video was shared, right, all across the country, right? So if this case was to go, the case is gonna go to trial, right? Mm-hmm. So if a jury was to be selected, right, to hear this case, right, and the jury was to be selected from Ireland, right, it means that the entire country, as potential jury pool, is already biased because they've seen the video and everyone thinks a certain type of way. Hence the guard saying, do not circulate the video because if it's evidence, then we do not want a potential jury.
But people will circulate it anyway. Remember what happened to George Floyd?
Yeah. This is the problem. But people don't look that far. They let their emotions look. For me, I think we should support George's family. Yes, that's without a doubt, right? But then we should be a little bit careful because look, this is a legal issue now where it's gone, and everything that's said has an implication on this. You see, and that's why there's all of these messages out. Don't be spreading this, don't be spreading that, because it's gonna taint decisions.
You see, with today's society, it's just hard to make that happen. Because look what happened in America with George Floyd. You had the video that. For George Floyd, you even had like a close-up shot, like seeing him like dying in front of the camera there, and that video was shared all over the world. Just picture like his family, you get me? Kids, uncle, whoever. You go online and you seen him, you seen your family member dying over and over and over. Like you see. But people can't stop, and a lot of people are sharing it. Some people, they think they're sharing it for a good cause.
Yeah, look at what happened to this guy. Yeah,
and act, you know what I mean. And some people are just sharing it because they feel, yo, that's cool. And some people sharing it just because everybody is sharing it.
Yeah.
So talking like, oh, people don't share it, that's hard because people don't care.
It's not just that, fam. It's not just that. He was killed in front of his house. Like every time his brother or his sister walk out that door. Like they would forever, cause they will forever have that picture there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things about this, and I've been following, from the get. There's a lot of things that don't add up. I read someplace, I think it was a report, right? And it turns out that his sister actually stepped out of the house to try and stop him, right? And the guards told her to step back into the house, right? Now, shots were fired towards that direction, right? Now, what for me, what I look at is the total disregard to everyone in that house, because a straight.
Them shots could have gone anywhere.
You see, for me, that this is where I start to hold back, and I'm like, hang on a minute, but that can't be right, because I mean, look, if he's swinging, step back instead of firing, right? And them shots could have hit someone else in the house. For all we know, there were babies in that house. Do you know what I'm saying? And
For what? What people are, because there's people. I don't mean to cut you, fam. There's people coming and say he had a knife. He had a machete, it was also false. He had a machete. He was swinging, all that kind of stuff. We can lay it out. All the differences. What people are trying to say, for people that don't get that, people that are trying to protest. I want to say, for the people that are trying to protest, don't waste your time trying to explain it to somebody who doesn't get it. It's pointless. Don't waste your time trying to do it. It's a headache. What people are saying, for the people that don't get it anyway, I am going to contradict myself and waste my time here and try to explain to you. There's 15 special forces. Nagar, special forces. You understand? They're trained for this type of situation. The guy has a mental issue. Okay? That's why he came out. He has a mental issue. They're trained for this type of situation.
Look at you, short. There were 15 guards from the special...
Yeah, 15 special forces
I thought
there.
There was 2 that were carrying a weapon.
It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is 15 of them, which means 15 of them have the right to act to this situation. You understand? It doesn't matter who carry a weapon. It could be one of them. One of them has the right, he can go ahead and kill a bunch of people. You understand? 15 of them. You understand? What I'm trying to say, if it was a case that you want to disarm him, this is what people are trying to argue. If it was a case you want to disarm him, you understand? There's 15 of you. And another thing is, okay, you don't want to approach him. Shoot him in the leg somewhere, fam. Hand. Shoot him once. Okay, let's go twice, fam. You shoot him 5 times. I don't want to get vexed or whatever. You shoot him 5 times. That's what people are looking into this. And then you get people that have already had encounters with the police, that are black, that have already had issues with the police, and people that have already suffered racism. And when they see this, what you think they're going to do? Like,
look, again, for me, I get it. Obviously, I, as a black man in Ireland, I completely get it, right? Where I suppose I will go south on the whole protesting thing, right? We saw a lot of videos, right? Now, that's not necessary.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
There's things that are not necessary.
No, not the whole protest, but there was a part where the kids were going into the shop. I don't agree.
There's things that are not necessary because, it's almost like saying, okay, so I saw a video where they beat down some lady and her son, right? Yeah. So
where?
In Dublin, you find out at the Circle K at one of them gas stations.
Oh, yeah.
They beat her down and her son. So I'm thinking, so what purpose does this serve? What purpose?
You need to know in every protest, you have people that are going there for the right cause, and some people are going there just to mess shit up.
Just because they're mad.
Because I saw one video, I stopped watching all this video when I saw one. There was these people were crossing the road, and there was this kid filming, and he had a strong Irish accent, like you won't even know, like he's black, And he was like, "What are you saying now?" Then he was going to one driver. You could see like he wanted to.
The driver in the van.
Yeah, in the van.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Bro,
yeah, what you doing?
You're the one who's shooting.
Exactly.
Get me?
What you doing?
So why are you getting mad at him? So you can see like in that kid's head, he was just looking for something.
He's looking for trouble.
Get me? For trouble.
That's the history of them going through that situation over and over and over. I've witnessed this because I've recently, right after the shooting, I was in Dublin and I was with kids around that age, you understand? And I saw this for myself. Like over there, the brain frequencies is different. Like it just takes something to pop up. Like it's not far off. It's not far. I don't know what the Gardaí have planned, what they're putting in place. But I'm saying this situation is not far off for us to end up like these things is happening in America, because these kids will just go off. You can see that they're ready to go off anything.
They you know, look, I think, you know, this is such a delicate issue, right? That it's hard to know what direction it's gonna swing. Do you know what I mean? On one hand, you have a killing, and I don't care what you say here, regardless of any situation. No man should take some next man's life. I don't care. I don't care whether black, white, whether mental health issues, whether whatever. No man has the right to take some next man's life. That's where, for me, I stand for that, right? But then you have, you know, we at that stage, and okay, when we should be arguing that no, it's not right to be killing people, right? Then we're going into different agendas, you know? Everyone pushing their own agendas through social media and everyone wilding out, and you're like, what are we doing? I mean, I thought it was about that shooting. If that's what we're addressing, let's address that, you know, as a collective. You know, non going rampaging shopping centers, non going into social media platforms and exchanging verbally, because what it does, it creates a tension. Right?
Now I see you spoke about the protest. Now I remember when I know you guys were involved on the George Floyd situation when it happened, and you were no for it and you were go for it. Obviously, you guys couldn't agree why this could have gone ahead. Obviously, went ahead anyway.
We went ahead anyway. Yeah.
I want you guys to be able to put down your differences, what you guys see this benefiting from the whole situation, what you don't see this benefiting. I'm going to start with Mark, because obviously you speak.
You're talking about the thing.
The Black Lives Matter, the Floyd, the George Floyd, I think Waterfall City, when we did the protest.
Mm-hmm. But you see, that thing, the first idea, what we started, we wanted to be a vigil, yeah? That's how the first idea was. Just to give people in the middle of town, just about the key, just stand there, give maybe an hour, you get me? Just for that. And then also to let people know, like, there's people here in Waterford that care about this situation. Just to let, because there's a lot of people in Waterford, you know, when they say, like, oh, people don't care, and then you can do whatever you want, you get me? But when you see these people that care, and then you be like, you know what? You know, like, let's say this is the front of your door, but it's next to the crowd. People pissing there all the time, and you don't care. People will always be pissing there, right? But if you show people that you care, each time someone stand there, you come out the window, yo, get out there. You say something, you screaming, and then people know, like, yo, you cannot peace there. So the idea was to let people know you're here.
Send a message,
people,
basically.
Yeah, so people know, you know what I mean? And the thing, the cops first, they get involved, yeah? I don't know what happened. Before, when the cops found out about it, they call us, you know what I mean? Say, oh, we want to meet the people that want to do this. We meet with them. We meet by the key. We talk to the chief and all that. And then it was like, okay, so you sure you're going to secure everything? You're going to make sure people are keeping the social distance and all this and all that? We were like, yeah, oh, cool. We're going to make sure everything is tight. We're getting people to stand. We show him what we planned first. You get me? And the guy was like, okay, it's okay then. But us, we're going to have few officers around. You get me? They're not going to be there to do anything. They're just going to be there just to secure you guys, protect you whenever you're walking on the street. So we're going to be there to secure the streets and everything. So we were like happy, cool. Because we were thinking they call us to meet with them just so they can tell us we cannot make it happen. But when they say that, we were like surprised. Yeah, cool. And then that was like 3 or 4 days before. And then the next day, we plan everything and all that. Then we start looking for people that will still at the events and everything. Yeah, we start looking. We say we need at least 50 people. You get me? And then we start looking. We get like 30, and so the numbers start growing. And then midnight, just 2 days before the show, we start hearing one of the guy, Waterford Against Racism. What's his name? Seamus. Yeah. Seamus called me on the phone and was like, yo, we got to call it off and this. And I'm like, yo, bro, chill, man. What's going on? He couldn't explain me properly. I was sleeping. I said, we'll talk tomorrow. And then the next day, the dude called me. I could hear on his voice like he was shaking. You get me?
So word on the street, you put the beats down to him and you shook him.
Wait, hold up. Let me finish.
Word on the street, you shook him.
Yeah? So the dude was shaking from his voice. Like, he couldn't tell me everything, but from what he was able to tell me was like, yeah, but if this thing happened, the guard's going to do this, we're going to be in trouble, and this and this, so I'll pull out, I don't want it to happen, and this. So the rest of the people were there, like in the meeting, because we were talking online, we all were confused, like, because this guy was the one that was 100% on, he was motivating everybody, and then we just see.
That was Jerome.
Get me?
That was Jerome.
I don't have that. I don't
Man was like, yo, listen, shut this down now.
We say, you know what? Cool, if it's like this, and then he give us a lot of explanation. He told us some over stuff. The guards would say, like, if the number of the COVID goes up and everything, all of us, we're going to be arrested and this and this. I'm like, yo, man, look, cool, man. So we're going to have to cancel this. We post online. We cancel it. And all the youth, you get me? They're like, hell no.
Like, nah,
nah. They say, look, if we let the cops cancel this, and then whatever we want to protest or we want to do something, they're always gonna, we're gonna do it. We were like, yo, you can now. They said we're gonna do it. So okay, then cool. We're gonna be there just to make sure you guys don't do anything stupid. And then we were there, all of us. We're not leading the team, but we're just there making sure no one do anything stupid. I was there scanning everybody because you know some kids they're like, whenever I see some kids just hyping up too much, I'll be like, yo, chill. Cool,
the kids were mad.
And this. So now later on, I found out. Something to do with
it was you, fam. It was you.
Yeah, but you see, this is the problem. This is what people don't get, right? Me, in every single situation, I offer alternative thinking. I spoke to Seamus, and I offered all of this thinking, and I'm like, look at how many people, you know, frontline workers. They've been in hospitals. They've not seen their families, right? And we're trying to take to the streets. And I'm like, okay, so we, as much as we want to show solidarity to George Floyd, right? But what happens to our own issues here? We have our own social injustices here. Why does it take George Floyd for us to go and march? Why have we not marched, right? For me, that's all I was offering. And I stood away. I said, look, I am not going to be part of this. And I'm going to make it known that I'm not part of this.
And then you're going to make sure you shut it down.
So, do I have that kind of influence? You think
so? You didn't
it.
beat down Seamus or something like that.
Somebody went and talked to the popo, they get me, and say some stuff that get them to change that mind, like this.
How much influence do you reckon?
Yo, Jerome House for the streets.
Well, bro, look at this. Yeah, in my country where I'm from, they say Yuma Bumayenke. It means like the most powerful guy was killed by one guy that was
the bully kills the bullier. I don't know.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. So it doesn't mean how much power you are or small. Because you see, today we can plan like, let's say they want to do something big for this country, and you are just one stupid person. Like you ain't even nothing. You come on, you say something that ain't to somebody who's smarter than you, brain. And then it changed everything.
You know what you have to understand, it's
not about power, but it's about things you say.
It wasn't even just me, like not everyone was on Seamus's side. Because for me to get in on this, I spoke to a few girls from Waterford against racism. They was the one complaining about Seamus. I spoke to Seamus, I offered alternative thinking, and I pulled away. So I don't know how much influence you think I have.
No, so why the guards? Did you talk to the popo?
I was with you. You remember? I called to you.
No.
I called to your house. You remember that? That was the day before that. You remember? I called to your house. I had my son in the car. You were having your lunch. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And we were trying to get this sorted. I was offering we do in People's Park. That's when I was talking to you, right? Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, okay, let me see what the guards are saying. And then I went to the guards.
Oh, no. When you came to see me, that's when the guards canceled everything.
Yeah,
when they were like, you cannot make it happen.
Yeah,
but
we
what I'm
was
saying,
apart.
have you talked to them? Did you talk to them before that? Because
I didn't, nigga.
we were talking to them the next day, and then they just call us and say, this cannot happen. And this.
You organized this, right? I came in because you actually invited me into this. And I was looking at all angles of this, right? And you remember I say to you, look, okay, let me see what the guards are saying. And the superintendent will not actually see me when I try to see him. And I'm like, fam, I don't know what you guys have organized, but I'm not part of this. And you remember correctly, I've offered you my thinking on this, and this is why I'm not in this. And that's it.
No, you see, when we talk, that's when
that was the day before.
That's when they considered they didn't want us to happen. So
so you guys assume that.
That's
man.
when I talk to you.
You're in charge.
Me, because you see, when you say, I'm gonna go and talk to him. But anyway, you see, the way the thing was planned. You see everything that happened there. That's just because the kids, the youth, they took over and they make it happen like that. But we were not even planning to march or anything. The idea was just to stand. You see the island and you see on the quay, just to get people standing there 2 meters apart, starting from the bridge all the way to the Tower Hotel. Just getting people to stand there.
That would have been.
That's what we planned. That's what was happened. And when we talk to the guards,
okay, cool.
Talk to the
all right, we're not gonna keep going back and forth. Not dwelling about what happened to the past. Okay, I want you guys to tell me
to my tunes.
What you got. They're commanding shame. Stop this now. Shut down. But listen, you guys think it can be done for us to proceed in the future without harming, obviously the first responders, the people that are working in the hospital, to do this the right way for us to be like, okay, we're doing this civilized without, disturbing anything there.
Let me just say, there's no way you can run a protest. There's no better way. You get me? Because people always try, and there are always people that come and mess it up. You see, whenever you see a protest, and then you see people that go on, the breaking stuff.
Even peaceful protests,
there's no way people planning it like that.
I've seen Japanese people that were organized. They have like water bottles.
No, that's a different type of protest.
Why can't we do it like them?
Every protest has a set of goods.
Like the Japanese.
How?
Why can't we do it like them?
Like how?
They have like a water bottle, and they have like tickets for the guys that don't want to show them face on the cameras and stuff like that. For the wanted people that always do the protest. You know what they do? So basically, they pass all the water bottles to people, and they pass all the masks and stuff like that. And I don't know if you've seen it. And then they get to a stage when the police are coming, like 20 minutes before the police get there, somebody gets the vote and they're out.
But that,
to the next situation.
It's the energy behind the protest. Because look, okay, so. And it's damn straight nearly impossible to get a group of people on the same page, right? Everyone, there will be a bunch. There will be some type of reservation in one person. Okay, so maybe someone is non-scared. It's like, oh, if they shoot, let them shoot, and the other person is like, I can walk with you, but when I see them guns, I'm legging it. You see, so you can't really have a whole group of people on the same page. And the problem with having a group of people together, right, as a collective, it turns into something different. Because if someone says, oh, let's go, and then boom, everyone is riding on that energy. Now you off whatever you were supposed to be protesting, now you've gone into a violent space. We've seen it time and time again. So I think for me, like, to go back to what you're asking, I think if we, number one, if we acknowledge that the times we're living in is not like the old days. I mean, in the old days, miners covered, right? I'd be all for it, regardless of that. But
be all for the 60s?
No.
Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Not that craziness. I'm not for that. My approach would be a little bit different. Right, but I'm all for standing united with my people. Yes, if we have a cause to to protest against, right? But the times we're in, we have to put under consideration that there's people that have died, right? So if we're out there in the streets and we're not abiding by the rules, right? it creates a space where people are like, okay, so why are they allowed to be out there in the streets, when we are adhering to, to staying at home? You see what I'm saying? And it creates a friction. And that's
you see, something you need to know about protest, people are not looking for, this must not mess up, or this is how it goes, this is a joke, you don't ask for permission to protest, because when you ask for permission to protest, that's not a protest, you get me?
Yeah, but there's levels. There's levels.
No, but this is how it is. This is how it goes. This is what
have you guys seen? I don't mean to cut you guys. Have you guys seen that movie? It's about back in the 60s or something like that. It's called the seventh somewhere. I saw that. Someone knows what I'm talking about.
Yes,
it's
I know what you're on about. Yeah, it's on
about people were protesting about the soldiers that were going into Vietnam.
Yes.
And
Actually,
one of the Black Panthers guys ended up there. They were on court. They were basically telling about what happened, what took place, and how the police mistreated the people. They went multiple times actually to the city council asking for. Well, they weren't asking to protest. They were asking to protest in a specific place. Yeah. You understand?
And they're like, if
to give him permission,
don't give us this space,
we're going to protest
crazy.
Which where I see your point, and I also see his point also, because they were just saying at some point they were like, yo, listen, we're going to do it anyway. You understand? Because like I think asking for permission is basically being nice. Be like, yo, dude, listen. And we don't want to disrespect you.
Actually, it's not really asking for permission, but it's
just telling you.
And then
telling you.
Sometimes you protect you protect your people from themselves, because look at what happened in that situation. The repercussions of that protest. People lost their lives. People were shot. The movie you're on about. People were shot. These guys ended up on trial, and I think they ended up serving time.
Yeah, they went serving time.
You see what I'm saying?
One of them killed themselves.
That's the spaces I'll be talking about.
But that won't happen here. That won't happen here.
It's easy to be singled out. I swear to God, what do you think it takes?
Anything can happen.
It's easy to be singled out, Like, look, if they're looking for a scapegoat, what does it take? They're gonna look who was behind this, and you're the scapegoat.
Alright, cool. So, what I want to know, so do you forgive him for like shutting down the protest? Do you forgive him for starting the protest? He's
sitting there, he's starring that shit, man.
But listen, let me ask y'all.
Man, get out.
I'm gonna ask y'all. Since we're talking about the whole protest thing, what you guys think about the white supremacists storming the Capitol in America? I know this is like American issue we're talking about again, but this was big news, like,
This is America.
I think
don't catch you sleeping.
Somehow you can't help but and I know how fucked up this is gonna come across, but it looks sometimes like when you look at constructs, right? It looks like there's a different set of rules for black people and a different set of rules for white people. In a lot of ways, right? And that's why a lot of people go into these spaces where they speak of, whites, that, what am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
White privilege?
That privilege side of things. Because if you saw what happened, right?
Oh, climbing in there, they were like Assassin's Creed, man.
If that was BLM, right? They'd be shooting. You saw what happened on the Floyd team. They'd be shooting. So I don't know.
But I heard it was like 4 or 5 people died.
Well, I think
from the inside, or
I don't know.
I don't know. The numbers
from the protesters, like
yeah,
it was like 5 dead. I think 4 or 5.
5, I think, as of this afternoon.
What would have happened if they start shooting people?
So how did they die? Were they shooting or what?
I don't know. I've not actually gone deep into that because I think the United States has they have their own set of problems, right? And as much as I feel for what's happening in the States, I think the States has to, on a level, stand up as the States and people stand up. Because do you ever feel like somehow the States, there's a lot of people that don't actually see what's happening in their own country? Because when you look at the country from the outside, it's a whole whole bunch of
They look
crazy.
mad.
It's a whole bunch of crazy.
You're the one to talk, man. You're repping the flag. I see you.
Oh yeah, shit.
From the start, yeah. Like when was it? 2016, when Trump got elected. Yeah, I'm like, this guy is gonna mess up either America or the world. I could smell it. I could see it. Like, no, this guy will mess things up. Like,
Have you heard the kind of things, like if you go back from when he got into power and you listen to all of his speeches, they'll blow your mind. Like if you were to do a documentary on Trump and the things he
Stay
said.
safe, everybody.
yo, have you seen this? What's this guy? Steve Noah? What's his name?
It's Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen in 2016 he did something and said how you can compare how much Trump is like an African dictator. Have you seen that?
No, I didn't see that.
Bro, he would take and like Trump would say something and they would take one African president, one of the dictators. You got Idi Amin, you got Mugabe, you got
Trevor is really smart,
yeah,
dude.
bro. The way they were putting it together, you see Trump would say something, yeah. Like when he said, "Oh, I'm really smart, I have money and this," and then they got another president from South Africa saying the exact same thing, yeah. And then you can see like, yo, this guy said, no, Trump is the perfect candidate, but for the wrong. He'll be perfect in Africa. But check this, very finished. Now, what African president do? When your term is gone, you have to go. They don't want to go.
Yeah.
And that's what he's
Like,
doing.
oh yeah.
Like, yo, like,
They want to leave.
That's real. But Trump is clever. I'll give him this here because Trevor Noah has been calling Trump out since he stepped into office.
Yeah,
but Trump won't dare go anywhere near that boy.
That show,
He
yeah.
does not retweet.
No, this
he
is
does
the thing.
not
Because Trump, no, he's not by himself. He's not doing it by himself. He had a full, because that the Daily Show, you have a full team of all kind of people there, all races, all nationality. They're there. They're all working. When you go against him, you go against smart people, funny people, stupid people, and crazy people. They will destroy him. Like
He's smart. I mean,
he
but
knows.
you know what,
He knows. Yeah, but still.
But I think it you know, all of this here, all jokes aside, it ties into where we are today in life. You know, like again, R.I.P. George, right? This is what's wrong with our societies today. That you know, there's very very little regard for life. You know, and you know.
There's a small bit of regard for life until it becomes your family member. That's how it goes.
Yeah, see, this
Look,
is it. Like
even
people
like
don't
with the
care
COVID,
that much.
People didn't care about it, you know, because you know, like around June, July, they were like, "Oh, do you know anybody who have COVID? No. Do you know anybody who died from COVID? No. Do you know anybody who know anybody who know anybody?
Yeah.
No." But now they would be like, "Oh yeah, my cousin, oh my brother, oh my auntie, my
See, and that's it. And that's it. Like it's so easy. Like I saw so many platforms after that boy was shot. So many platforms, and I followed so many trends and so many threads of comments, and some of the stuff that was said.
I don't know why you do that.
Really, no. See, for me, I want to gain insight on the current temperature. You know, for lack of better word, just to gain an insight on the current temperature. Because look, it's you know what we've been talking about. Like it's so easy for man to smile in your face. But then behind your back, because I quote someone.
That's what they're saying.
I quote someone.
Isn't that what they say? What the type of racism is here in Ireland?
I quote someone here. He's supposed to be a mate of mine. Yeah, I know him from way back, right? But he's on that platform here, spitting all kinds of N words and all of this kind of stuff, and I'm like, "You too, my man." And he actually went off the platform, and I think I understand this friction. I get it, right? But the spaces people go into, not necessary. If we're gonna have a conversation, because look, when this whole thing, you know, when George was shot, right? The next day, so many things were going out. So many things. People had so many opinions, right? And then the day after, yeah, it's still going, the wilding out, right? And then we move 3 days later, right? Or 4 days later, the guards offer a statement, right? And then people start backpedaling. right?
People start deleting their
you know,
videos.
and then something else comes out from the gods, and then they start backpedaling. For me, which is why I keep my mouth shut until I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because there's no point in speaking. And for God's sakes, have some respect. A man just lost his life.
Yeah, man.
A man just lost his life.
Mom lost his son.
Yeah. You see when they were
Dad lost
saying
his
like,
son.
oh, he was a thug, he was a criminal, and this, he was on probation, and this. Even though that was true, yeah. Why would you go online, yeah, say he deserves it? He's a skunk. Like,
Yeah.
bro, have you heard this? Somebody actually sent a letter to the mother.
Oh,
of Joe.
yeah.
Bro, that thing was so disrespectful
so out of
on a
pocket.
certain level. Even the paper they use, yeah, you can see that paper is not even full. You see, like, you just open the book, you just cut a piece of paper.
That's
like
way
that.
out
They
of...
write it like, you know the way you tag in the street to write
But,
rubbish,
you see,
yeah?
the problem-
It's just like, you
that's the
scumbag
problem.
kids, he was supposed... Bro.
And when I guarantee you, if you actually had a chance to sit down with this person that wrote this here and ask them why they hate that much, they won't give you a reason.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for them to speak behind the computer, behind
Exactly.
their phone. You understand? It's easy for
Exactly.
them to do that. We're not gods, fam. No one here has the power to say that person deserves to die. It doesn't matter if it's Jack the Ripper or whatever. You understand?
How many
You
man,
don't
yeah?
have the right to say that person deserves to die.
How
Who are
many
you?
man, yeah? How many man is committed some serious crimes here and they're rotting away in prison? Throw the man in prison for the rest of his life. You know, I can take
Say
that.
he deserves to
You know,
die,
like,
man. That
you
could be
deserve
any member of your
fucking
family.
hell.
Don't say that. But
You
listen,
know?
fam, listen. I just want to like basically get off this topic because I felt like we were on it for a very long time. Listen, like following up on that, like I want you guys to like speak to me and speak to the people things that you don't want to see in 2021. I'll start because you man just like spoke for mad long. Y'all need a drink. Seriously. Listen, I'm sick of seeing people doing video of dancing challenging, man. I'm off of that and I'm cool. It was cool when they were like, I'm a savage, classy, bougie, and everybody got on the bandwagon, but I'm just sick of seeing this. Nah, I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want you and your girlfriend, you and your son, you understand, doing the dance. Nah, I'm cool, fam. I can live without that. I don't want to see that in 2021. Find something else. Nah, fam. I'm pessimistic today. I'm petty.
Bro, people are suffering for this lockdown.
Let them suffer.
When you're home, no, listen, when you're home, you do whatever you
Time
can do.
out.
Bro,
Jokes.
Whoa.
people are home, they have nothing to do. Let them do whatever they want to do. Whatever makes them happy.
I'm gonna start unfollowing. Not the professional dancers. I'm cool with them. Yeah, you're supposed to be doing that. But I'm just talking about anybody just trying to find an excuse to dance. You know, or the choreography and you know.
Do you know, for me, the one thing I do know, I don't know, it's not so much I do not want to see in 2021. It's more to do with, I don't know, I wish all of us would learn to slow down and approach things calmly.
Fam,
You
that
know?
would never happen, man.
Yeah, well, it's a wish. You asked
Yeah.
what I wanted to
If
see.
I had a one wish.
and I think people to have a little bit more humility, you know. Yeah, I get it. You know, you're whatever you are, but have a bit of humility in whatever you are. You don't always have to exaggerate. Like, okay, so say I hold a PhD, you don't always have to throw your PhD in everyone's face, you know? Hence, a little bit of humility, you know, in everything. Because, look, last year was really tough on everyone, and this is globally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the world could do with a little bit more decency. I think, like, right now, the world could do with a little bit more decency. And for me, that's what I want to see.
But that's cool though. So that's the things that you guys don't want to do in 2021.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, man, something before we go, okay? Because we're about to wrap up here. Listen, fam.
Bro.
I wasn't going to ask you for money, fam. It's cool.
Oh, we're cool.
I was going to ask you, man. Listen, What you man think? I saw an article online where they're saying that if you're like having sex with a chick and you're choking without their consent or whatever, that's like goes into like sexual assault as well, or like it goes into the down the lines of rape and stuff like that. If she don't give you consent and stuff, and you're there like, you know, I don't know if you mans do the choking. I don't want you mans to share your business. I want you just to dwell on that.
I can break it down, right? Look, a lot of people, when it comes to their sexual relations, a lot of people, you know, different people are into different kind of things. There's people that are into that kinky stuff. There's people that are into tying each other up. You know, all kinds of stuff, right? There's men that use dildos on themselves. You know, that people.
Wait,
are
who?
into...
Wait. Oh, hold on. What?
No, it's true.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. No, I'm sorry. That's
saying
wrong.
is,
I thought you were just talking about
and
bare normal
and then
mans.
people are not even gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All
But
I'm
they-
saying,
what?
Yeah,
because
there's no
look,
cake, but when it
I thought
comes
you
to
were talking about gay
kinkiness,
what
they
you will
do
find,
anything.
what you will find that
Bro,
you know
it's
that
there,
it,
man.
you know the G spot, the G spot
Yeah, we
is
know about
in,
that. Yeah,
is
yeah.
in you know in the backside. So a
See
lot
you
of
bad
men
girls
go
telling
into-
me, yo, you should try that. I'm like, nah, fam,
lot
I'm
of
cool. You should try that. I'm like, nah,
try
fam,
what?
I'm cool. The whole G-spot thing.
Bro, men don't have G-spot.
That's what this guy
What you
is
talking about?
Bro, look, what's the G-spot? G-spot, that thing that make you enjoy it the most, yeah? Bro, just go
Busting.
in and out, you
No,
busting
no.
out. Bro, that's it. That's what you
That's your
No.
G-spot.
Bro,
Actually,
bro,
Yeah.
that's
you're gonna
all you
find-
need.
You're gonna
You see,
find
right now,
Yeah.
you talking, you say, bro, we party all the time. You know, we drink alcohol, we smoke a bit of weed, but you know what? We need to try heroin.
Nah, this
That's
is-
where the
No,
fun
this
is.
is totally
That's what you're talking
They
about.
say this is
Scientific.
different.
This is scientific. This is scientific. What you have to understand.
Scientifically, it's proven
No, but
weed get you high, but heroin get you more higher.
No, but look,
bro, you
let
don't
me
need
let
to
me
look
break
for
it
that
down
type
for
of
you.
higher, man.
Let me break it down for you. Look at a finger.
Bro, I don't
right?
want you to explain it.
Hey,
Yeah,
fam, I
right?
don't want to
I don't wanna know.
Explain it without the finger. I'm
No.
cool here for a
Look,
second.
Still, I don't want to know.
Physically,
Bro,
physically,
I don't
you're
wanna
built that
know.
way. You're scared of
I
this.
don't
No,
want to
but
know.
what I'm trying to
Fam,
explain.
hold on, fam.
I don't want to know.
500,000 for the G-spot, fam. Would you go for it?
Say
Yeah.
it again.
They give you 500,000 to do the G-spot.
5 million.
What you mean to do the G-spot?
Farms, like some girl will come and then they'll put their fingers in there for the G-spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To give you the G-spot, to experience the G-spot.
They
Another way
got
they will
that
give
all.
you people money for COVID to like give them COVID,
Do
the
you
vaccine.
believe your girlfriend will smash another guy for 500,000?
No. It's
Do you
not
believe
that. It's not smashing.
No,
It's
no,
man,
basically.
still,
You remember?
But
You remember?
do
You remember?
something that you
do you
don't want to
you're missing the
do
point.
just
Do
for
you?
money?
No.
You're missing the
No,
point.
that's not the point. We're
Well,
just
my
saying.
point is, I'm
No,
not the type of brother that will do what I don't want to do for money.
I understand that. But remember when Amber Rose was talking about Kim, Kanye West, when Kanye West like the fingers up his butt because that's his G-spot.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? This is, I'm with Jerome.
Yeah, this is what-
they
this
say
is
this
what
is
I'm
the
talking
G-spot.
about.
It's just what you choose. You know what I mean? But man, doctor comes to you, listen, I got a pen girl, she's a porn star. Put fingers in your butt for 500,000. Would you do it?
I won't do it.
For 500,000, 1 minute.
I won't do it. Bro, that's the same. Bro,
No.
this is the same. So you
I
tell
was
me
trying to
right
see his
now-
reaction. I was trying to see his reaction.
This is the same like someone tell you, look, that's a pig. We pay you 1 million to have sex with it. And you see, yo, that's a lot of money.
Some people
And you
view
go and
differently,
do it.
bro.
No, I'm saying if you
I had
if
my
you don't
girls in the
care
past. I had my
about
girls in the
it,
past.
It's different.
But this
It's
is
like
what I'm
someone
saying.
telling you to sleep with your own sister
But
for
this is
money.
what I'm saying.
No.
And all you seeing is we're gonna be rich. And then your sister be like,
Nah,
yeah,
nah,
we're
nah,
gonna
that's
be
not like
rich.
sleeping
You
with
do
my
it.
sister. I'm
So
sorry.
that's the thing.
But this is the point I was trying to make.
Get me.
Lots of men, lots of people are into different things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but then there
That's
is a line.
That's not like sleeping with your sister because
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying
That's
no,
what
I'm
you
talking
said.
the
What about
fact
gay
of
people?
money. It's just because the money you see, yeah, I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna have.
Yeah,
enough
but look,
money.
nah,
and
that's
then
like
you forgo
betrayal.
about
Disregard that.
everything just because of you seeing like, yo, I'll be okay with that. That money
Okay,
will
so let
help
me ask you a question, right? So imagine.
If I involve finger in the butt,
No. Let me paint you a scenario, right? Imagine you're flying.
has nothing to do
imagine
with
you're
butt
flying.
fingering.
No.
Yeah?
Hear me. Imagine you're flying, say, to Alaska, right?
Yeah.
Your plane crashes, right?
Yeah.
And there's 5 of you in the plane, yeah?
Yeah.
One of you's died, yeah? Now, there's no way of you getting back to civilization.
Yeah.
You're running out of food, yeah? Would you eat the dead man?
Way.
Mount Everest.
Talk to me, fam.
Wait, if we don't eat and we die, nigga, then that's a different case. You know what I mean? That's different, bro. That's like, yo,
What you
bro.
on about?
Your
You got-
family
if you have
needs
to
the
do
money.
that to
Your
survive,
family needs
huh?
the money. It's survival things.
Your family needs
Your
the
family
money.
needs the money.
And
Yeah.
the only
1
way to
million,
get
they're
the
giving
money-
it to you.
So
fam.
if the
A girl comes,
if my
say fingers in
family-
the butt real
Bro.
quick. You know,
Bro,
poo, you get the
look
cheating.
this.
You know,
Yo,
you got the, you get the.
I'm African.
you know.
We have a big family. If my family need that money, there will be one person
Fam,
in my family that will be interested.
Nah, fam,
in
you're wrong, fam.
Bro.
Another scenario in another world. No, another scenario. Your family are all from here. Your family are there, and you
Yeah.
have like, you know, they're like, yo, listen, your family are gonna starve to death or whatever scenario is, and they say, listen, man, fingers in the butt, real quick, 5 seconds, boom,
Yeah.
boom. You know, 1 million, 1 million, bro.
Bro,
And that will save your family life.
No, this is the thing, yeah. You know, the way they say time is the cure for anything, right?
Yeah.
You say how many seconds?
5.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's 5 seconds, yeah. But you see, 5 seconds, that's time, you know what I mean? They say time is cure for everything.
How long
You
does
get
it
me?
take, Jerome? You seem to
You-
like, you
you
know
just
all these things.
How do I know this?
Well,
yeah?
you were like prepared to explain the whole thing, so I was
I'm
like,
explaining the physiological side of things
Yeah.
using the finger and the nerves around it just to explain the G-spot scenario from a scientific point
hold
of
on,
view.
hold on. I want to hear this shit. Now that I want to try, I want to hear this.
No, so every part of your body has nerves around it,
Yeah.
right? So the nerves is, you know, when you're doing your own thing in and out and in and out, yeah, it's those nerves that are stimulated for you to bust a nut, right? Right?
Yeah.
But
You see, this is the thing.
How does
You're
that
doing
go?
that, you're
Wait,
doing
wait,
that for what? To bust a nut.
yeah.
Yeah? So that means
Nah, it's going to
Bro.
somewhere stupid. It's saying, you're gonna poop.
Nah, just
It's gonna
yeah.
poop. Fam,
Bro,
nah, I
bro,
know where you go.
No, I just want to say this. You doing this to bust a nut.
Yeah.
Yeah? And then you know, like, you can beat your own dick, you bust a nut.
Yeah.
You can get a girl to give you
Yeah.
blowjob,
Yeah.
you bust a nut.
Yeah.
You can smash the yes, you get
Yeah.
me? You can even smash a girl in the butt, you get a bust. So why would you go that extra mile? That's why I was giving the example of the
Yeah, but
weed
hold on.
and heroin.
Let's
Why
let's
would you-
hear let's hear what Jerome has to say.
No.
He seems
Okay, you know what? Cool. I'm sorry. This is the show. Explain him so you do it.
to. I'm explaining to the people.
No,
Help a brother. Help a brother. Good.
Yeah, that I want to do.
Now y'all niggas just pulled me up. Whoa. Anyway, fuck it, yeah.
All right, listen. Thank
Y'all
you very
niggas
much
is
for
crazy.
joining us. Listen, give out your social, man. Where can the people find you? Fingers
Just
in
help
the
me when you
ball.
finish.
Okay.
Explain, okay?
Yo, nah, give your socials.
No, we're
man.
done, fam.
Give your social.
He's
What
not
you do?
trying to hear this, man.
Give your socials, man. Your social. Give your
social
social.
media.
Oh.
This thing is scared of talking.
Well, that was quick, right? Okay, so finish that.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
quickie.
You'll give your social media. Niggas scared of me.
That's a
Okay,
quickie.
So, for me, just look for me, man. Look for me.
For me, in on Instagram. No, it's at Mercury's, whatever it is, man.
No,
Jerome,
just look for me. Mercury,
listen.
Mercury, not like the planet. Murcury. You can go Mercury Kitchen.
It's gonna be
you
down
find
below
me.
there. It's gonna be down below there. I don't know if
Okay,
I'm gonna
you
put the
see it
Mercury
down
kitchen.
here.
Yeah.
Either you go Mercury Kitchen, Mercury Production. Just look for me, right?
Okay,
And I
cool.
have some over social. I ain't gonna talk about it.
Okay.
And you already know it's your boy JK Jerome Kamara. You know where to find me, yeah? So shout
I
out.
don't even know you go by JJ, man.
No. Yours
Is
truly
he
the
just
boy.
regretting?
Jerome just makes
No,
up
no.
just makes up names every
No.
time. Yours
You
truly
do
the boy.
understand that. You do understand that my surname is Jefferson Kamara. So JJK.
Where's the Jerome comes from?
Huh?
Jerome Jefferson.
Jerome Jefferson Kamara.
Oh,
My
so
guy.
Jefferson is your middle name.
No, Jefferson is my surname. But on my social media,
Jefferson?
on my
Bro, I
on
ain't
my-
no African with Jefferson.
He's
So-
American, fam. You see him
I
repping
grew
the
up-
flag?
I grew
Come on,
up-
fam.
I grew up in England. I was fostered in England. Hence, I
Oh.
took on the Jefferson name.
Okay.
Which we spoke about on the episode 7. You should check it out. Listen,
Yeah.
subscribe, like, hit the ring, all that other goofy stuff. You understand? Yours truly the boy, yours with number 2. You can find me. It's all down there. Thank you very much for joining.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, hit us back.